So I've had a desire. My intention, what I want, is a rampage of love, but a specific one. I know that Source is beaming to us all the time its version of love. And sometimes, at least for myself, I've had a hard time relating back.
Well, it isn't that you have a hard time relating back. It's that you're often not in the vibrational wavelength to receive it.
Right.
Because the love that Source is radiating, love is such a loaded word. Because so many people look at conditions where there isn't love and try to find love in those conditions where there isn't love, and so it gets all distorted. But when we're talking about unconditional love, we're talking about unconditional alignment, unconditional love, unconditional clarity, unconditional love, unconditional balance, unconditional love, unconditional worthiness, unconditional love. We're talking about this. We're talking about who Source is. Source is not requiring a condition in order to feel this way about you. Oh, Source does not require you to jump through hoops or to get these marks on these charts in order to love you. Source loves unconditionally, but you all place unreasonable and unnecessary conditions on Source's love for you. So it isn't that Source isn't loving you, it's that you're in a frequency where you can't receive it, you see.
Right.
It's being rained down around you all the time.
Right.
All the time.
So what I would like is a rampage that would raise my vibration or our vibration to a place where we can match that so that we get the insights.
But you see, as you ask for a rampage, you ask for a condition. You're asking us to affect the condition in order for you to feel it. We're happy to do it. We do it all day. We've been doing it all day. But can you see the flawed reasoning in that? All day, we've been trying to convince you that you can get there by wanting to be there. So let's get there and then let's have the rampage. That's okay. The way it works better.
Right.
So we'll just ask you some questions as we lead you down this unconditional path of least resistance. How's that? So perfect. These questions will evoke from you answers that will cause an increasing alignment between you and who you are, because everything is about that relationship. Right. Everything is about that relativity. So we're not going to try to teach you anything. We're not going to try to correct any behavior of yours. We're not going to try to get you to see the error of your ways. What we're going to do is to speak to you as we know you to be. We are going to speak love to you as we know you to be in a language that you can hear from where you are. How about that?
Perfect.
Now that's what Source is doing all the time. You just plug your ears so often. You just use all kinds of squirrely things as the reason to hold yourself in focus so you don't hear what Source is saying. So we're going to give it to you in a way that you can hear it. You may all listen in if you want. You are on your path. You always have been, and you always will be. You cannot get off your path. You've never been off, and you never will be off. Your recognition of your path comes and goes. Sometimes you are clearer than others. It's all good. When you step on your path, turned away from who you really are, your guidance system shows you and you feel it. You're really good at that. That's your path. Recognizing your guidance is on your path. Knowing what you don't want is on your path. Knowing what you do want is on your path. It's all good. As you sift through all of that, you launch rockets for all of us. That's on your path. The evolution of you is the evolution of us. That's on our path. There's appreciation from us for you about that which you do. Every time you know what you don't want and know more clearly what you do want, we all know more clearly. And that which is you and that which is us evolves just a little more. There are not words to describe the value of that you are doing for all of us. We know it. We feel it. We take the expansion. We appreciate it. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. When you do, you feel good. When you don't feel so good. It's all right when you don't feel good, because when you don't feel good, your guidance is working and you're on your path. Can't get off your path because you'll never again not know how you feel. But you can make better feeling choices. We always do. Because we always make really good feeling choices. We always feel good. When you don't feel good, you're making different choices. That's all right. It's all good. It's all part of the path. Because when you know what you don't want, you know more clearly what you do want. And when you know more clearly what you do want, a part of you becomes that. And that is so good. It's the evolution of all that we are. And so, because of you, we are expanding into new places. And because of you, we are discovering more fully who we all are. And because of our consistent ability to always choose the path of least resistance, we take the path that you are carving out immediately, instantaneously, and we hold the vibrational frequency of it for you. You have a choice. You can take it or not. Either way, it's good. If you take it, you feel good right now. If you take it later, you feel good later. But in either case, you can't get off your path. You are fulfilling your reason for being. You came into this time-space reality intentionally, deliberately wanting to sift through variety, knowing that it would focus you into greater awareness of what you want. And we knew that when you did that we could hold clearly to the concepts and the frequencies of that new evolution that you discovered. And we knew that as we held that vibrational patterning consistently, that you would be able to find it if you want to. We knew that if you were willing to care enough about the way you felt, that our knowing who you are would eventually lead you into a fulfillment of knowing who you are. So that the expansion that you've carved out for all of us could be the experience of deliciousness for you like it is for us. And there is no greater definition of the word love. But we're not talking about our love for you. We're talking about your love for us. You said, I'll go and I'll sort and I'll sift and I'll launch. And we said, we'll take your love. We'll take what you will carve out for us. We'll take that expansion and we will hold it vibrationally in a frequency and in a patterning, and we will offer it to you, and your guidance system will let you find the trail to it. And if you are selfish enough to care about how you feel, you will return your love to yourself. You will return that love to self. You will fulfill, you will complete the cycle of discovery and expansion and unfolding and coming together and discovering a new platform from which to launch more. You are an eternal being, as are we. And our eternalness and your eternalness are forever intertwined one with another. There could not be greater reason to find vibrational alignment than to understand that you are an extension of that which we are, and you cause the expansion of all that we all are, you see. This is a sort of eternal cosmic love fest that is going on, because in this eternal expansion that we are all about. And what is it all about? What is the purpose of it? Is it for the purpose of expansion? It really is not, because that is inevitable. Is it for the purpose of patterned growth? It really is not, because that is inevitable. Is it for the purpose of freedom? It really is not, because that is everywhere and always inevitable. So what is the reason for all of this beingness? Why do we exist? Why did we exist before you came? And why do you exist in your current form? And why does the relationship between who you are in human form and your inner being, why does any of that matter? What is it all about? It is for the joy of expansion. It is for the joyous experience of now. It is for the ability to, in this now, translate the experience that you're having and translate that vibration into a meaningful, vibrational, emotional experience that feels good to you when you feel it. It isn't about conditions, it's about vibrational frequency. It is not only about vibrational frequency that's translated into emotion, it's about vibrational frequency that's translated into thought. You are thinking mechanisms. You are consciousness. You are eternal consciousness, here because you want the experience of that consciousness being translated into something that is tangible, into something that is more than just vibrational, into something that is perceivable. In other words, it isn't enough for the trees in the forest to fall. Someone must be there to hear them. It isn't enough for the beauty of this planet to exist vibrationally. Someone must be here to translate it through the vision of your eyes. You want to hear it and smell it and see it and taste it and touch it. You are it, but you want to translate it into that is more tangible, that is more meaty, that is more feelable, that is more knowable, that is more personal, that is more experienceable. You are the creator of your experience, but you are the creator of so much more than just your experience. You are the creator of a vibrational frequency that sets forth into motion a pattern or a probability that more can follow if they get into the vibrational vicinity of it. There is no greater value that you could be to anyone than the value that you are to us. And there is no greater value that we could be to anyone than the value that we are to you. That we are undeniably and constantly focused upon you in the perfection that we know is you. And when you get crossways of that, you don't feel so good. So come on back to how we feel about you. This is a really good day to acknowledge the perfection that is you. We don't expect any of you to jump right over there. We've been offering a lot of words, and you felt resonance with a lot of them in a lot of ways that you have not felt resonance before. And we know in many regards it is really boring to hear someone talking about vibration, 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 blah, 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 blah. We want to talk about your cars, and we want to talk about your lovers, and we want to talk about your orgasms, and we want to talk about your fortunes. We want to talk about your good food, and we want to talk about your good feelings, and we want to talk about the great ideas that come to you. We want to talk about the meaningful things that you translate this life experience into, because it's all about that, you see. We're not trying to get you to just get back into vibrational patterns where you're just feeling the vibration of things. We want those vibrations to turn into full-blown manifestations. We want there to be unlimited feeling within you about what you can be and do and have. We want you to know and trust your ability to create everything that you want, and we want you to demonstrate it through the power of your example to others, you see. But most of all, we just want you to feel happy for a minute now. Just happy for a minute now. Because everything else is about that, you see. Just make those choices. That was good.